This document is an educator evaluation guideline that follows directions from the New Jersey Department of Education. It outlines the expectations and requirements for the 2020-2021 school year. It goes over how we will be following the Marshall model, but modified for remote distance learning. We are expected to do as many in-person observations as possible. And when that's not possible, doing live virtual observations during your synchronous instruction. The number of observations is reduced for this school year due to the pandemic. As you can see here, we have for tenured teachers, there will be 3 15-minute observations, and for non-tenured teachers, 6 10-minute observations. There are 4 windows for observations, and this is helpful for observation balancing, but also for being mindful of with portfolios, which we'll go over in a second. So the first window starts November 2nd. That is only going to include non-tenured teachers. And then going into the second window, it'll be both tenured and non-tenured. Same thing for the third. And for the fourth, we're hoping to have all of the non-tenureds done, and we'll just do the tenured at that time. Portfolios. There's a separate document that I will show you that outlines how you're going to be submitting portfolio items. This is an opportunity for you to show some examples of what you're already doing. Thinking and also then connecting those to the domains in the Marshall model. So you're already doing things for planning and instruction. You're already doing things for record keeping, for evaluation, for assessment. You're already doing things for outreach. So we want you to just plug in some links to some evidence of those things that are happening. For each of the domains, you are required to have one piece of evidence. You're allowed to have up to 5. This is not intended to be a large portfolio, so it is absolutely fine to put in one link. And during those windows, we'll look at what you have in your portfolio during those windows of time, and you can update them from window to window. I'm just going to pop over to the Marshall rubrics just to remind you what they look like. So you have here the domains from A to F, planning and preparation for learning, classroom management, delivery of instruction, monitoring, assessment, and follow-up, family and community outreach, professional responsibilities. For non-tenured staff, you will have 2 observations during 3 of the windows. At least one must be synchronous virtual teaching or live in classroom in the hybrid model. One may be asynchronous, and there's more information about that here. For tenured staff, 2 observations must be of synchronous live, and one may be asynchronous. When it comes to the portfolio, you're going to make a copy of the portfolio that the link is here, and I will show it to you now. But once again, make your own copy. Rename it with yours. Do not write on the template that we are sharing here. So going over to the portfolio page. So you're going to save this with your name. You're going to put your name, your job title, and then whichever administrator is observing you. The Instructions are here, links to the Marshall rubric, and once again, you're going to put at least one piece of evidence for each domain. And it should be connected to that topic, and it should be something that you have already done. You don't have to make stuff up for this. And you'd put in here the observation window and then the documents that are connected to that. The observation date, because they are unannounced observations, that will not be obvious to you until after it happens, so you can plug that in at that time. We will be doing our best to continue our peer observation model. We recognize that it's going to be more difficult during the remote instruction, but it is something we are going to attempt to maintain at least at some level. So you'll see here there's a section for each domain going through here. And once again, you'll put in which observation window you're using, then the date when that happens, and then links to support that domain. So for instance, delivery of instruction, maybe there's a project, a lesson plan that you want to put in there. For classroom management, perhaps you want to share something that you've done for supporting students um, for their participation and their engagement. Um, things like that. For one of these indicators in these domains, it talks about classroom environment. If you have a Bitmoji classroom, that would be great evidence of you focusing on classroom environment. So once again, you have this document, which is the portfolio. This is your portfolio and where you'll be storing everything. Here going back is the guideline, and this guideline breaks everything down for you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Once again, the windows start November 2nd for non-tenured staff, and tenured staff begin December 19th. Have a great day.